So NAIT's Board of Governors just made the decision to raise tuitions. This was made in part with a new tuition model that will hopefully be simpler as of 2021. Tuition rates are going to rise as low as 2%, but might go as high as 10% over the next 3 years.
Zach is a student in the Lab Research and Biotechnology program, and he is currently in his second semester. Zach has never attended a regular on-campus curriculum, instead attending only 2 in-person labs a week.
Well, we get, less uses of the facilities, less time on campus, less access to things, and we're paying more money, so.
While he says he is paying less at NAIT than he did during his time studying at the University of Alberta, it still doesn't feel quite right. In 2019, the government of Alberta stated they would lift the tuition freeze as of January 1st of this year. Now, the increase of tuition isn't consistent through all educational services offered at NAIT. In a letter from Jeff Dumont that was sent to all students last week, these were the details. A 2% increase in tuition for academic upgrading, a 10% increase for the optical sciences program, and 7% for all the rest of the programs across the board. One reason NAIT cites for the increase is a more equitable tuition model for students.
So it's the same for everybody across the board. So no matter what pathway you take, if you take full time or if you have to work, you're returning to school halfway through, you're a more mature student, you have family, and you can only take part time, you are paying the same amount as a full-time student at the end of your credential.
Many students have expressed concern over rising tuition costs. Unfortunately, tuition will only be increasing, at least for the next 3 years.
The government of Alberta stated in their budget projections that tuition is expected to increase by $290 million over the next 3 years.
Now, Gabe, was this tuition increase a decision made by NAIT executives?
Not entirely. The tuition increase came as a sort of Hail Mary, as it were. The government of Alberta cut NAIT's funding by about 6.3%. Now, NAIT was aware that these cuts were coming, but they were not aware that such a steep cut was the case. So this is sort of a little bit of a game of catch-up.
And how big of a shock does this seem to be to students after the tuition freeze over the last few years?
Well, for some students, when they were in the tuition freeze, they're all graduated, they're working now, so it's not a big deal for them. Where the struggle is coming in is for students that are stuck in their 3rd or 4th semester, or even their 3rd or 4th year, where they had their first 2 semesters in the freeze, and now they have to focus on rising rates per semester for the rest of their programs, which can be difficult to deal with. I do think, however, that with some creative budgeting and some student luck, I think we will get through it.